Yay! I'm back. I am back. Sorry, it's only me sending out the notifications, so it takes a couple of minutes. Okay. So let me just make sure I've got the right stuff on the right screens. We're good. Perfect. All right. So, I was able to do all of the event scenes, and I did the memory cards for Caleb and Xavier along with that. But it was just gonna take way too long to throw in the cards on top of the Before Sunset After Vows. I think that's the order of the title. You know what I mean. If you saw the last stream, you know what I mean. So I said I would do a second stream for their cards, and so here we are. You may be wondering, but what about the Savior event they just announced? Don't worry, I got you. I'll give you a peek. Where is it? Under myths, right? Don't worry, I got you. We'll be doing that once the event is closer to the end. That way I can show you all of the little mini story stuff similar to what I did for Raphael's myth event. So for now, we're gonna just finish catching up on the wedding banner. And we're gonna start with Silas's card. The Deepspace tunnel is experiencing intense fluctuations. Mirage-like spatial anomalies are appearing everywhere. I happened upon one that seems to be intricately connected to Silas. As I push open the heavy door, the majestic and sacred hall I had imagined doesn't materialize. Instead, desolation greets me. I step into the great hall. Weeds sprawl across the floor, rusty candelabra are toppled over, and weathered vines climb the walls. Patterns on these walls are identical to the spatial anomalies reported in the news. I didn't expect to find one in the N109 zone.
Aren't you on your way?
I detected a metaflux fluctuation, so I got held up.
Is it serious?
It's not a wanderer. Probably just fluctuations from the Deepspace tunnel.
That's good. But if you don't get here soon, I'll beat the game without you.
Give me a few minutes and put that controller down right now. You're not allowed to finish the game without me. This spatial anomaly looks like an abandoned church, so there's not a lot to investigate. I'm just about to leave when something falls. Several yellowed books and rusty coins rest on different pews throughout the church. Weird. It's as if someone lived here.
Warning. Energy fluctuation levels in this space are rising. It's ill-advised to remain here for an extended period of time.
I should wait until the fluctuation levels stabilize. Then I can do another investigation. The infamous leader of Anakinus, who strikes fear into people wherever he goes, is playing video games with me. But the real reason for my visit is so I can invite Silas to attend my senior's engagement party with me. A be a lot of people, though. Will the association or his rivals recognize him if he's my +1?
That's weird, sweetie. You lost again. Luckily for us, we're just playing games today. If these were real wanderers, they probably wouldn't share my interest in drawing cats.
Silas puts down the controller, picks up a marker, and leans in to add another stroke to my cheek. You just got lucky. You don't need to be smug about it.
Oh, I thought cats were supposed to be smug.
He gently tilts my chin to the side, and I see my reflection in the mirror. He's already drawn enough cat whiskers on my cheeks. Can't believe I've lost that many times.
You didn't come all the way to the N109 zone just to play games and look like a cat, Ryan. I wouldn't mind if that was the case, though.
Of course he noticed how distracted I was. Hesitant, I pull out the engagement party's invitation out of my bag. One of my seniors from school is getting engaged, so if you're free... He takes the invitation and examines it carefully. A gleam of delight flashes in his eyes.
You already know my answer. Was losing that many games worth it?
I heard her fiancé works at the Hunters Association, so there will probably be a lot of hunters at the engagement party. If your identity gets exposed and you become a target... He taps the tip of my nose with his index finger.
It's not like this is our first time interacting with a group of hunters. Wouldn't you say our past experiences have proven how good my acting skills and our rapport are?
His composed tone easily soothes my worries. I smile as I pick up the controller again.
Do you feel better now? You don't have an excuse not to do your best.
Huh. Fine. Let's play another round. Who said I wasn't doing my best? I was letting you win earlier.
You let me win that many times. You're too kind.
Shouldn't you return the favor? I beckon him to move closer with a come hither gesture.
A bet's a bet. I'm waiting for your magnum opus.
I pick up a marker and draw a tiny heart on Silas's face. Done. Once you see it, you'll admit I won fair and square. Silas turns to look at himself in the mirror. His smile widens.
It'll be more than just accepting defeat. I'll happily lose to you a few more times.
On the day of the engagement party, Silas unsurprisingly commands attention wherever he appears.
Sky, do you know what she was like in school?
That's why I'm here. I'd like to learn more about her past.
A hunter's work isn't easy. Since your job is in a completely different field, you need to be understanding.
Yes, of course. I'm adapting to the pace of a hunter's lifestyle.
Uh-huh. While he handles everything flawlessly, I still remain vigilant of our surroundings.
Is my performance not enough to put you at ease?
We're surrounded by hunters. Better safe than sorry.
My balloon!
A child's voice interrupts me as a pink balloon floats up before my eyes. I reach for it, but the string has already moved out of my grasp. Suddenly, Silas's arm appears and he catches the string.
Don't worry. The police and the Hunters Association say I'm not a kind-hearted person in their records.
His eyes crinkle as he forces himself to smile. He crouches down to give the balloon to the little girl running toward him.
Hi there. Is this your balloon?
Mommy!
Aww. He's not that scary, little girl. The little girl runs away. As her crying fades into the distance, Silas looks at me. He's confused.
You told me to smile at people with this exact angle.
I hold back my laughter and reach out to help him stand up. You hardly see anyone in the N109 zone who makes you want to smile. You've gotten rusty.
You're not wrong. I only get plenty of practice when I'm meeting people with you.
He gives me a faint smile.
The more I practice, the better I'll get. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm. I smile as I tie the pink balloon to his wrists.
Hmm?
Let me teach you another trick for looking approachable. Bring something cute with you. Even the sternest face becomes twice as friendly.
Cute, huh? I already have that. Maybe you're not close enough for it to be obvious.
He suddenly pulls me close. With his arm around my shoulders, he looks at me.
I should look friendlier now that I have you and the balloon, right?
That's funny. As night falls, the party moves indoors. The lawn is empty and the light's glow is misty as it diffuses into the night sky. Where this castle looks like Disneyland. I sit with Silas on the steps outside. The pink balloon on his wrist is like a tiny exclamation mark in the tranquil night. Too bad we couldn't find that little girl. I wanted to return her balloon. I poked the balloon's smooth surface.
Let's just consider it a gift from her.
Someone shameless. My fingertip moves from the balloon to Silas's face.
You're in a good mood today.
It's probably because you got a lot of chances to practice your smile.
Should I show you the results?
Yes, please. Haven't you been doing that this whole time? My finger slides to his lips and gently touches them. I'll give you 99 points. His warm lips are pressed against the pad of my finger.
I guess I made significant progress. This is the highest score I've ever received.
He didn't really smile before.
Well, you said it yourself. Very few people in the N109 zone can make me smile.
Then what happened earlier? Silas pauses slightly. He lowers his gaze to look at me.
Why are you asking?
It's probably because of the party game. When my senior and her boyfriend were asked about each other's past, they both answered quickly. I hook my finger around the balloon's string and pull it. The pink balloon partially hides my face.
Are you interested in playing a game like that?
I just imagined myself in that situation and realized I wouldn't be able to answer everything about you.
But everything they mentioned were happy memories. Ever since we met, I can talk for weeks about those.
Aww. Silas pushes the balloon aside with his hand and his gaze lands on my face.
There's today's balloon. The chances to practice my smile. Dancing with you here. And casual conversations while sitting on these steps.
Aww.
Instead of focusing on the parts of my past where you weren't present. I'd rather create memories with you.
Aww. I pause before quietly resting my head against him. We look at the grass bathed in the moonlight. I'm not actually surprised by Silas's response. He tends to avoid talking about his past for the most part. But in some corner of my heart, a subtle disappointment slowly creeps in. We've grown closer and entered each other's lives. The areas where we intersect have also increased. However, he's only opened a small crack for me to peer into when his past is involved. The next day.
Energy fluctuation levels in this space are currently stable. You may proceed with an investigation.
I push open the heavy church door for the second time. As I venture deeper into the building, the light becomes increasingly dim. The glow from my hunter's watch only illuminates a few meters ahead. Chess? Someone has the time to learn how to play chess in this dilapidated place. They must live a carefree life. My words echo throughout the empty church.
You as well. It seems you have the time to analyze someone else's hobbies in the same place.
A familiar voice resounds from the doorway. Surprised, I turn my head to see Silas leaning against the entrance. He has his arms crossed. Why are you here?
I wanted to ask you the same question, sweetie.
I'm here to investigate the spatial anomaly. Wait, how did you know I would visit? A silhouette flashes past the window. A crow's cry, whether it's answering to me or mocking me, I'm not sure, lingers outside. Mephisto. He really is a helpful bird.
It's just a coincidence. This place happens to be within Mephisto's usual patrol route.
What about you? Why are you here? He lowers his arms and slowly strolls into the church.
Spatial anomalies aren't restricted areas. That includes the ones in the N109 zone.
I still need to figure out if it's safe to enter and exit this space. You should leave first.
Is it unsafe? That's all the more reason for me to stay.
He walks up to me. Candlelight suddenly flickers to life in front of his hand. When I get a closer look, I see he produced a set of matches from who knows where. He strikes one to light a candelabrum beside a pew.
The church is massive. I doubt your watch will last long here.
Do you usually carry matches with you? I don't think I've ever seen you with them before.
It's just another coincidence.
He holds the candelabrum while extending his other hand toward me. I feel like there are too many coincidences today.
Wouldn't the biggest one be you discovering this place? And since coincidences brought us here, maybe it was fate that you needed someone to help you find your way.
For some reason, my heart feels lighter because of this unexpected encounter. Silas uses the lit candle in the candelabrum he's holding to light the other candles throughout the Great Hall. The darkness is gradually conquered one flame at a time. Bandages and gauze are scattered along the aisle. It's as if someone tried to use them but eventually tossed them aside in frustration. All these medical supplies. Do you think this place was used as a safe house?
It's a good choice. Most people wouldn't be interested in entering a rundown church like this. Very safe.
Silas is terrible at tending to his wounds. He always makes a mess of the bandages. Is this another coincidence? I turn my head and look at him thoughtfully.
Yes?
It's nothing. I just feel like you understand the person who stayed here.
People in need of safe houses think along the same lines.
His explanation is flawless, but it's not enough to dispel my suspicions. I pull Silas over to the windowsill where a yellowed old book lies.
Are you interested in this place, or in the person who used it?
Tightens his grip on my hand slightly, and I take the opportunity to pull him a little closer to the window. Bring the candle here. I can't make out any of the text. Under the flickering candlelight, I brush away the dust from the book. It's a worn atlas that meticulously documents the geographical layout of a technology center. According to various records, the N109 zone was a thriving tech hub 14 years ago. And then something that could be called evidence appears. Silas, look at the handwriting. Doesn't it look familiar to you? Show him the page with bold, untamed handwriting.
Aren't hunters supposed to investigate spatial anomalies? When did you become a detective?
If you don't want to admit it, I won't force you. But you can't interfere with what I've discovered on my own.
All right, Miss Sharp-Eyed Hunter, who's also a detective. What else have you deduced from these simple clues?
This spatial anomaly didn't appear because of the recent deep space tunnel fluctuations. It's highly likely that it existed for at least 10 years.
It's true that deep space tunnel fluctuations have occurred more than once.
The flickering candlelight is reflected in his eyes. It's like a faint glow dancing among the shadows. At the far end of the church stands a weathered pipe organ. I see several objects scattered across its keyboard. They are polished crystals of various colors. Now they're dull. Your fondness for shiny things hasn't changed a bit. I mutter quietly to myself, but it still reaches his ears. He sets the candelabrum aside and picks up a dust-covered crystal. He weighs it in his hand.
They're just ordinary crystals. Kids in the N109 zone used to pretend they were gems to impress people.
People actually fell for that?
Maybe someone wanted to brighten up this dreary place.
I pause. Then I take the crystal from his hand to examine the marks of repeated polishing. Under what circumstances would a person want to decorate a safe house? I guess it'd be when someone starts treating a safe house as a home. He looks at me, and that gaze, which felt impossible to read, now seems to be comprehensible.
You'd be a good detective.
I suddenly step on something hard. I look down and discover several rusty bullet casings. Each one is marked with dark brown stains. Is that blood? I bend down to pick one up, but Silas quickly reaches out to stop me.
Don't look at those.
He has me sit down, then he places a finger on one of the organ's keys. The pipe organ that's been neglected for years produces a deep, muffled noise. Did the bullets that were extracted from flesh and still wet with blood make this same hollow sound when they fell to the floor? Why did you choose this place as your safe house?
It was the first area I saw after coming here. Back then, this place wasn't called the N109 zone. And before I gained a footing here, this was my first safe house.
He turns to look at me, and a faint smile appears on his face.
Or, you could say this was my first home.
For reasons I can't explain, my heart feels a sudden twinge of pain.
Warning. Energy fluctuation levels in this space are rising. It's ill-advised to remain here for an extended period of time.
Why are the fluctuation levels rising again?
Didn't you see the news, sweetie? The current deep space tunnel fluctuations are entering their final phase. The spatial anomalies they created are disappearing one after another.
Ready to leave, he pulls me to my feet, but I stay where I am.
Why aren't you moving? A good hunter knows when to quit while they're ahead.
Will this place disappear too? Hasn't it existed for a while?
Every intense fluctuation from the deep space tunnel creates new spatial anomalies while obliterating others. This place probably won't last for much longer.
Aren't you sad to see it go? After all, this place is...
I haven't been here in a long time.
He ruffles my hair.
If you hadn't found it, I probably wouldn't even remember what happened here.
His expression remains nonchalant, as if he's saying goodbye to something trivial.
Even if it vanished without a trace one day, I'll remember this place for a while longer. All because you visited it.
The candle in the nearby candelabrum has burned out. Its bluish-gray smoke slowly fades away. I look around this weed-covered place, and an idea forms in my mind. Will Silas's memory of his first home always be in this desolate state? There's a theory about the human brain. It's good at remembering results while forgetting the process. If the results are beautiful, then the pain experienced along the way gradually fades. If Silas could see what the church originally looked like, will the memory of his first home be preserved in a less gloomy image? I plan to secretly decorate the central area of the church to give Silas a surprise. One day later. Huh? I push open the door for the third time. Amazed, I stare at the church. It's been completely restored, and everything is even more majestic than I imagined.
You arrived earlier than I expected.
How did you...
Because I had the same plan as you.
What's with the formal clothes?
Weren't we going to create the most unforgettable memory before this place disappears? I always take occasions like this very seriously.
He leads me to a pew where a large gift box sits. Once it's open, it reveals an exquisite formal dress inside. I also have to dress up?
Did you think you'd be a spectator in the memory we're creating?
Warning. Abnormal fluctuations detected in this area. Its dissipation is imminent.
Your association system is very efficient.
Before this place disappears, should we do something you've never done before?
It sounds like you already have something in mind.
I scan the room. Then I point at the withered vines that are strikingly out of place. Have you ever seen them bloom?
No.
Come here. I pull Silas over to the pillar and place his hand on one of the vines.
Did you plan this?
Sights we've never seen before are the most unforgettable, right? Silas smiles as energy flows from his palm. I place my hand over his and resonate with him. Black red mist winds through the entire church. Flowers of various colors bloom on every vine, as far as the eye can see. Lifeless church is filled with light, and now it's bursting with vitality. The expression on Silas's face slightly softens at the sight of this transformation.
Why did you want to create a new memory for me here?
Because this is where you opened up about your past. He leads me to sit on the stairs that ascend to the central platform. Candles illuminate both sides of the pews, and colorful light from the stained glass windows slants across the steps. At the far end stands that heavy door.
You were the one who chose to open the door.
What lies behind it aren't ruins anymore. He looks at me and tenderness flickers in his eyes.
You are what lies behind this door now. I'll always remember the new memories you've given me. But the ones we can create here aren't limited to just these. People usually come here to exchange vows. Obviously, that isn't something you can do alone.
These evil flowers are blooming only because of our resonance. It's a shame these flowers won't last long.
There's something I want to do with you before they disappear.
Silas, will you be sad when everything that happened here vanishes?
It just means everything that happened here will become a secret between us. However, I hope we'll share more than one secret. I want more memories of us. Until they fill our future. And you?
I wish I could make all your wishes come true.
In that case, I want this wish to last forever.
The church is fading away. Silas, are you brave enough to accompany me?
Always. Maybe the world outside is coming to an end. Doomsday and all that jazz.
This is the perfect time to create memories related to it then.
All right, let's create more memories with each other. Until Doomsday itself actually arrives.
The world outside isn't ending. In fact, it's peaceful beyond our imagination. You lost again. On the sofa, I kick off my slippers, get on my knees, and move behind him. I take another colorful hair tie off my wrist. Silas, we can't let your enemies know you're a sore loser when video games are involved. As I say this, I grab some hair from the back of his head and tie it into a little ponytail with ease. Otherwise, they'd stop challenging you to card games and fights. They'll invite you to play video games instead.
You're not even this proud when you kill S-rank wanderers.
Of course, this is a rarer achievement than defeating S-rank wanderers. It's hard not to be proud. I turn his head to face me. Staring at the little ponytails sticking out in all directions on his head, I can't help but touch them.
Something is wrong with the controller.
He's still being stubborn. Didn't I bring a pair of new ones? Where did you put them?
You're being very accommodating. Let me guess. There's a condition.
It's simple. If you lose in the next round, you'll let me take a photo of you. Deal? Silas not haggling when you make deals with him is one of many indicators that shows he's in a good mood. He points at where the controllers are. I go there while thinking about the perfect angles for his photo shoot later. The shelves before me are lined with dull crystals, yellowed books, and an antique chess set. And tied to the railing on the side of the shelf is a familiar pink balloon.
Did you find them?
I turn around. Astonished, I stare at the man walking toward me with tiny ponytails all over his head. Since when did you become so sentimental, Silas? He smiles as he picks up the box of controllers with one hand while taking my hand with the other.
I haven't. I'm preserving as many of our shared memories as I can.
His ridiculous hairstyle and matter-of-fact tone clash with the romantic sentiment he expressed. But my racing heart tells me that I'll also cherish this moment until we reach our vows set deadline. Silas, I sometimes think spatial anomalies return to where they came from instead of disappearing.
Isn't that fitting? It's just like the things in this room.
He squeezes my hand even tighter.
Everything that happened, every word that was spoken, they're all preserved in deep space. Yay! That was very sweet.
Now it's Zane's turn. Oh, well, I clicked the wrong thing apparently. I'm keeping Xavier on the home screen during his event. Alright, this is what I meant to click. Let's see. Alright, I need to turn the AC on because it's starting to get warm. One sec. Make sure we're all good. Yep, we're good. We're good. We're good. Just putting my headphones back on. Hey, Cole. Once again, you were sleeping in a not so ideal place, but it's okay. Alright. Get a sippy, and we'll begin. I took Zane to a forest park on the outskirts of the city for a relaxing camping trip after his intense work schedule. But we ended up stumbling into a mysterious realm. The cart's wheels crush the grass as I transport the last batch of supplies into our campsite. Outdoor camping mat, stove, folding chairs. Phew, that's everything. Zane, who's in charge of setting up the tent, looks up from the instruction manual.
Thank you for your hard work, Chief of Logistics.
It's nothing. This can barely be considered a warm-up. Looking at the tent that has yet to be assembled, I walk over to Zane. So how's our Minister of Housing doing? Do you need some help? Zane gives the instruction manual a little shake.
I understand the theory, but I ran into a slight problem with the practical application. If you're willing to help, that would be perfect.
I pick up 2 corners of the inner tent and spread it out. Meanwhile, Zane crouches down to compare our setup with the diagram in the manual.
Ah, the poles were threaded through the wrong loops. No wonder it wouldn't stand up properly.
I think I've only had to set up a tent twice in my lifetime. And both times I was a kid. Maybe someday I'll go camping again. Although I feel like nowadays people just prefer going in like RVs. He quickly adjusts the crossing poles, then we raise the tent and position it properly. You're somehow a professional and an amateur at this. Zane secures the 4 corners of the tent before pulling out the rain fly from a bag.
I can't tell if that was a compliment or a critique. I set up tents during department retreats. However, I've been too busy these past few years to keep up with it. Now I can barely remember anything about the outdoors.
He passes me 1 corner of the rain fly and we unfold it together in perfect sync.
But it's okay. I've committed the technique for setting up a 2-person tent to memory.
Gee, I wonder why. As we smooth out the rain fly, Zane walks to my side and gently brushes against my shoulder.
I'm certain this skill will often come in handy from now on.
While Zane's tent-setting skills might be a little rusty, his dessert-making abilities are still impeccable. The desserts he packed from home are still crispy. After the satisfying meal, I sink into the folding chair and look at the starry sky. If there's a shooting star right now, I'd wish for...
For?
Close my eyes as I speak. I purposefully act out an exaggerated display of sincerity. I wish I could have Zane's desserts every day from now on, especially the freshly baked ones. As soon as the words leave my mouth, I realize how greedy my wish sounds. Every day might be too much. I'll settle for whenever Dr. Zane isn't busy. 1 second passes, and then 2, and all I hear is the whisper of the wind. Is he going to say anything? I open one eye to sneak a peek at him. He catches me in the act, and an irrepressible smile appears on his face.
You don't need the help of a shooting star to grant a simple wish. I'll take its place and make it come true myself.
Above us, the Milky Way shines like a crystal in the darkness. It's as if we've stepped into another world. So beautiful. Thankfully, I followed my doctor's advice. He always says that looking up at the sky is good for my neck and shoulders.
Your doctor is correct, so you should definitely listen to him.
Something warm brushes against my lips. I glance down and Zane is holding up a freshly grilled zucchini, waiting for me to take a bite.
Your doctor says you've been eating nothing but grilled meat and desserts all night. You should have some fiber, too.
He's got a point. With the way he's looking at me, there's no room for argument. I take a bite. But before I could even taste it, uneven grains of salt melt on my tongue, making me instinctively frown.
Not good?
No, just bit my tongue. It's not salty at all. Try it yourself. Before I could carry out my plan to get Zane to fall for my trap, I suddenly sense a faint energy fluctuation.
What's the matter?
There's an energy fluctuation, but my watch doesn't detect anything unusual. Zane moves closer to me and places a reassuring hand on my back.
We should check it out just to be safe. I'll accompany you.
We carefully patrol the perimeter of our campsite, and after we've confirmed there are no signs of any wanderers, we relax. Weird. Why would it...
Being vigilant is always a good thing.
If I sense anything else tonight... Zane gently pats my head.
Then we'll do another check.
You trust me that much?
Of course. I trust you unconditionally. Except for...
Yes?
Except for when you tell me it's not salty at all.
When I wake up, every muscle in my body feels grateful for the air mattress Zane picked out. I unzip the tent and leisurely start my morning stretch. Then I freeze. In the clearing near our campsite, an imposing tower had appeared out of nowhere. Zane!
I just saw on the news that...
Zane steps out of the tent and seemingly forgets what he's about to say upon seeing the sight before him. What about the news? Zane pulls his gaze away from the tower, pausing thoughtfully for a moment before showing me a news article on his phone.
Last night, the Deepspace tunnel experienced another intense disturbance. As a result, several new spatial anomalies have appeared in various locations. After reviewing the nighttime surveillance footage, it's been confirmed that these spaces exhibit no abnormal energy readings. Citizens are free to enter and exit.
Huh.
Your fluctuation sensing skills are spot on.
But this is the first time a spatial anomaly appeared right in front of me. Now that I know it's harmless, the tower which had looked so ominous before seems much gentler. When we make eye contact, Zane understands what I'm thinking.
Do you want to check it out?
A lot of time passes before we find the tall tower's entrance, and then we're greeted by a long flight of stairs once we're inside. It's like they were waiting for us. Dan and I breathe a sigh of relief when we finally enter the spacious level Great Hall. Phew. I feel like I did half of my daily workout quota by climbing those stairs.
It certainly is exhausting.
Building a long staircase. Has the tower's owner never left this place? Or maybe he was thinking... I clear my throat and deliberately lower my voice. I shall build this tower to be far above the station of mortals.
I see. So this is your definition of being above your station. But there might be another reason behind it. For instance, perhaps he dislikes being disturbed. Or he wants these stairs to discourage anyone who wasn't truly committed to visiting.
You seem to understand his train of thought. I wonder if the tower's owner would consider you a confidant if you two met.
I'm different. I actually enjoy being disturbed by you. And if we ever had a tower like this, I would carefully consider the dimensions of the entrance's stairway.
After circling most of the tower, we become more certain about us being the only people here. We enter the main hall on the first floor. There stands a massive throne of peculiar design. This throne, is it made of ice? My curiosity gets the better of me as I sit on the throne. I run my hands along the massive ice pillars to my left and right. Do you think this belonged to a king? I lower my voice and strike a regal pose, as if I'm about to give out commands. We shall deploy 5,000 troops. We'll capture that city and crush our enemies in one fell swoop.
You're a natural at this.
As he approaches, I change my pose. Or maybe the throne belonged to a foreseer who delivered prophecies from the gods. Leave me be. I have received a divine message. Zane stands off to the side, lost in thought. It's only when I wave a hand in front of him that he snaps back to reality. What's on your mind? You've been quiet for a while.
I was just thinking, how did I never notice you had such a talent for acting?
Thank you. A hunter needs to be flexible. Besides, I'm putting on a good show. Why aren't you playing along?
I was playing along, though.
Zane points to where he had been standing during my royal performance.
Over there, I was playing the role of a royal messenger who didn't dare to speak too much in the royal court. And now, I'm a silent yet devoted messenger to a Foreseer.
Oh.
I may not have any lines, but I've played my part.
Zane's deadpan attempt to explain himself is so amusing that I've decided I had enough fun. I stand up and move closer to him. Then may I ask this messenger a question? Would you like to help this Foreseer move her living quarters? We spend half of the afternoon moving our camping stuff into the tower's bedchamber. My gaze is drawn to an unassuming door covered in ice and snowflake-like patterns whenever we pass it. As we pass by the door once again, Zane and I stop in our tracks at the same time.
Since we're curious, let's go in and take a look.
Behind the door, that's no bigger than a person, is an unexpectedly vast space. Shiny flower buds are scattered on the floor. Meanwhile, bookshelves loom over us. I can't even see the top of them. Is this a library? Why are there flowers growing in a library? I lean down to get a closer look at the buds. Jasmines? But these are different from the ones I've seen before. When I touch a tightly closed bud, I unexpectedly feel a chill. They're made of ice? Zane bends down to gently stroke the ice jasmine, his movements so familiar, as if greeting an old friend.
As expected, not a single flower has bloomed.
Oh. The crystalline buds refract brilliant light, yet they remain tightly closed. They appear lifeless. I walk to the bookshelves as sunlight streams down from the skylight. It illuminates the dust particles in the air. Where's the ladder? Bookshelves are so tall. Are we supposed to fly to reach the top? I hear the sound of ice forming behind me and turn to look. An ice crystal traces an elegant arc through the air. Did you use your evol?
No.
As he speaks, Zane extends his hand. He makes the ice crystal hover above his palm.
It's the ice crystal here. But it seems like I can control it. It probably appeared just now to answer your question.
Zane taps the ice crystal, and it immediately flies down to our feet. The ice crystal expands under us and forms a platform. It steadily lifts us into the air. This is amazing. Zane, do you think you can learn how to do this? Then we won't have to wait for elevators anymore. Puts his hand on my waist to steady me.
We can use this to go to your window next time I walk you home.
Be careful. The neighbors downstairs might call the police. I guess you need your own tower to use these conspicuous ice crystals. As my gaze sweeps over the various books on the shelves, I grin. They remind me of the medical test books in Zane's home.
Is there a reason why you're smiling again?
I was just thinking that if you had a tower this large, part of it would be a library.
Probably.
Its fingers trail along the bookshelf. With a library this big, we could put research materials here, case files there, reference books over there. As for this spot, I excitedly start imagining what the future library could look like, and he just listens quietly. When I turn to ask for his thoughts, our eyes meet, and a somber expression softens.
How about we put your books here? If there's room, I'd also love to add some feel-good stories with happy endings.
If we do that, you'll be in the library for the entire day, and you'd make me stay inside with you. I tease him while I pull out a few random books from the shelf. The text is incomprehensible, but the illustrations are easy to understand. There are so many pictures of jasmines. Whoever owns this place must really like them. Zane seems to eagerly take the book from my hands. I'm not sure if it's the illustrations or the strange writing that caught his attention. I stand quietly to the side, taking in the entire library from above. My gaze sweeps over the dome and stained glass windows, but in the end it's the unopened ice jasmine on the floor that draws me in uncontrollably. It's a shame they haven't bloomed yet. The view from here would be beautiful.
It's possible they don't bloom at this time, or the conditions aren't right.
My stomach lets out a growl, yet it echoes in the empty library. The pages close, and the playful smile reappears on the face of the person behind the book.
Regardless of when these jasmines bloom, at the very least we can say it's dinner time.
On our third day of camping, we follow our original plan, spend the whole day hiking in the mountains. The weather suddenly changes on our way back. When we return to the tower, we're completely soaked. Thankfully, the tower's fireplace is still working. We put in the wood we've collected and finally get a fire going.
Do you feel a little warmer?
Zane adds 2 more branches to the fireplace. I feel much better now that I took off those wet clothes. Come here, you should eat something. I bring 2 bowls of instant noodles to the fireplace. After looking around, I decided to use one of the stone stools as our table. This spot is perfect. We have a table and we're close to the fire. The only downside is having to sit on the floor.
It's fine. It adds to the camping atmosphere.
We sit down on the floor beside the stool. I start to eat and the hot broth warms my stomach. Contentment washes over me. Sitting on the floor to eat might not be elegant, but there's something wonderfully nice about this. It's like we've gone back to a more ancient time.
Indeed. I suddenly have the urge to go hunting after our meal.
Devouring some noodles, I pat the stone stool and lean back against it. Having a low table would actually make things more comfortable.
If you like it, I wouldn't mind getting a low dining table for our home.
No thanks. I'd rather not have hunting become the after-dinner activity when I come over to your house. After staying here for 2 days, do you feel like this place can be called home?
Yes. And since we're on vacation, it's even more relaxing than being at home.
I shift back against the stone stool and stretch out my legs. I've been thinking about something for the past few days. What if we just kept living in this spatial anomaly?
I suppose you've already concocted a plan.
I wouldn't say that, but I do have some ideas for renovations. The empty space in the back would be perfect for a garden with flowers and vegetables, and the curtains in the bedchamber can be changed.
If you want better sleep quality, using blackout curtains would be ideal.
The library should stay as is, but we definitely need a kitchen.
Let's design an open plan one. Then you can have freshly baked desserts right away.
That's a good idea. I approve. Firelight is reflected in Zane's eyes. As for the Great Hall, we should have some large plush rugs. They can also cover the stairs.
We can put 2 recliners on those rugs. Then we won't have to sit on the floor anymore.
In the dancing firelight, we keep imagining different ways to decorate this tower. It's as if our plans could become reality at any moment. Why hasn't the owner decorated this place, though?
Maybe only one person lives here.
Lost in thought, Zane adds 2 more logs to the fireplace.
It takes 2 people to make a house feel like home. When you're alone, it's often just a place to stay at. And you tend to make do with the bare necessities. It doesn't only apply to decorations. Take eating, sleeping, and daily life, for example.
Have you lived like that before? He turns to look at me. A shadow briefly appears in his gaze.
Yes. In Skyhaven, in Lincoln City, throughout university, when I just started working at Oxo Hospital.
How did you live back then?
I would volunteer to clean the lab after class. I also spent time sitting idly in the office after my shift. I occasionally bought groceries while walking around, but I'd usually only remember to eat them right before they spoiled.
Why?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I had no one to share anything with. I couldn't find the motivation for most things.
Aww. Perhaps realizing his tone had gotten too solemn, Zane gives me a slight smile. But his expression only makes my heart ache in a way I can't really describe. Zane, are you afraid of being alone?
Not at all. I've simply learned to accept it, grow accustomed to it. I even allowed it to reshape my life.
As he speaks, he slowly clenches his fist.
But I don't enjoy being alone. I don't want to enjoy it.
I place my hand over his and caress it twice.
When I think about the past sometimes, I wonder what I would have become if we never saw each other again.
His voice trails off. Silence descends onto the room. Oh, pardon me. Very cool. I gently pull him closer and hug him. It's good that such a thing didn't happen. His palm rests against my back.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
I look up at him as his nose brushes against my cheek. He nuzzles me, and his cool lips move closer to the corner of my mouth. It happens once, and then it happens again.
It's wonderful that you're by my side.
In the middle of the night, I'm jolted awake by a familiar surge of energy. I plan to get up while not waking Zane so I can investigate. A warm hand grabs me as soon as I sit up.
What's wrong? Is there another energy fluctuation?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the tower.
I'll go with you.
Heading to the source of the energy fluctuations, we arrive at the entrance of the library. The door is slightly ajar and a faint light seeps through the gap. My watch hasn't gone off. Maybe it's like what happened before with the spatial anomaly. I place my hand on the door, and Zane's hand is soon next to mine.
Let's see what happens.
As the library door opens, we discover all the ice jasmines have blossomed, reminiscent of a sea of flowers. Their petals sway. The jasmines bloomed. It happened overnight. Is it related to the energy fluctuations?
Regardless of the reason, we won't be left with any regrets about our trip.
The rain outside has stopped before we realized it. Pure and brilliant moonlight streams through the skylight. Under the moonlight, Zane's features are softened to the point where they exude a rare gentleness. He smiles and holds out his hand to me.
Finding this tower is a miracle in itself. It'd be a shame to let the moonlight and flowers go to waste.
I take his hand, and together we step into the sea of jasmines. Resonant energy hums between our joined palms. Suddenly, countless shimmering particles of light swirl around us. Once they disperse, Zane and I see our clothes have been transformed. Does a flower fairy live here? Like one who says hello by magically changing people's clothes? I look down at my ethereal gown. I can't help but do a little spin.
If there truly is a flower fairy, I believe I'm already standing before her.
In that case, as a flower fairy, I'd say you're the reason why these flowers bloomed. Zane pauses.
Me?
Your presence made the fairy's heart blossom with happiness. That's why all these jasmines unfurled their petals. Tender joy reaches the corners of Zane's eyes.
Well then, may I ask the flower fairy to grant my wish? Since I made these flowers bloom.
Walk to the center of the sea of jasmines and make your wish. Maybe the fairy will appear before you, and together you'll walk across a rainbow bridge. Smiling, Zane walks. Just as I lift my gown, ready to continue our impromptu fairy tale, I see Zane raise his fingers slightly. Ice crystals suddenly form beneath my feet, and they lift me into the air. Zane?
A rainbow bridge might be beyond me, but I can offer steps under the moonlight. Is that good enough for Miss Fairy?
Not bad. Now then, sir, what is your wish?
The avarice of my wish is unyielding. Trading all the beauty in this world to make a reality wouldn't be enough. Yet what I have now...
Maybe what I want to exchange with you is simple, like this.
But I want to give you so much more. One sentence, one embrace, one jasmine petal. They're not enough. Shall we dance?
Zane.
It's the luckiest thing that has ever happened to me. Like these jasmines. After a never-ending winter, I met the one who brought spring into my life. This space may not last forever. However, I promise to give you more beautiful memories. Every day, starting from this moment.
Mwah. This is already wonderful, but Zane, you still haven't told me your wish.
I wish you could be happy for all of eternity. But an even greedier wish of mine is... I wish to be the person who's always by your side when you find happiness. I want to witness every flower bloom in our future together. Will you give me that chance?
I will.
Then, let us make a vow in a sea of jasmines. We'll always see the flowers bloom together.
Yay. Once we leave the campsite, Dan and I return to our busy lives and work. The weekend finally arrives and Zane made arrangements for us to meet up. He said he'll fulfill the promise he made a while back.
Are you almost here? I'll come to meet you and pick up some seasonings along the way.
Almost. Give me 5 minutes. My gaze is drawn to a row of jasmines in full bloom outside the florist. Those blossoming memories are still fresh in my mind. Actually, I'll meet you in 10 minutes. I hear the oven timer and Zane's voice from the kitchen.
It's ready. Would you like some tea to go with it?
I watch Zane concentrate on the oven. A slight twinge of guilt materializes. I was worried my wish wouldn't come true before, but now I'm more concerned about you giving up your weekend just to make it happen. It'd be resting instead.
Nothing would make me happier than seeing you enjoy yourself.
I smile at him and point toward the low table in the living room. I put the jasmines there. They like sunlight, so don't move them somewhere else.
You're more worried about the jasmines. You weren't this concerned about me earlier.
Well, that's because... Zane's gaze shifts to the TV in the living room, and I look at what caught his attention.
Most of the spatial anomalies that emerged recently have disappeared. The effects from this deep space tunnel disturbance are subsiding for now.
The screen cycles through aerial photographs of different spatial anomalies. I can't look away. I don't even understand why I'm fixated on this. After Zane gently coughs, he moves in front of me and blocks my view of the TV.
You're upset.
That sounds less like a question and more like a statement. I'm not. It's just that place we called home for a few days is probably gone now. And those ice jasmines. I wonder if they'll bloom again. I trail off as I ask myself what I miss more, the tower or the jasmines.
Of course they will.
I look into Zane's eyes and finally realize what's important to me. I'm Worried that the dreamy days we share might eventually fade away.
Since we made a vow in the Sea of Jasmines.
Zane leads me to the living room. The white jasmines sway in the breeze.
We'll always see the flowers bloom together.
He embraces me from behind, and his arms tighten around my waist.
I promise.
Those words land in my ears as I look at the jasmines in full bloom. They must have heard his promise too. Yay! This is very romantic, not gonna lie. I think it's probably the most romantic out of the 5, if I'm being honest. I was showing this to Jehoshaphat, and he agreed. He thinks this one's the best one. But Raphael is still my number 1 husband, though, and that's why I was saving him for last. As spatial anomalies keep appearing, the Hunters Association continues to send people out to investigate. This morning I had just been assigned to check out one near the coast of White Sand Bay when a message from Raphael suddenly popped up on my phone. Save me! A small speedboat cuts through the azure waters. An island appears, but there's no trace of Moart's studio, which was built on it. In its place stands an unfamiliar landscape. This is the newly formed spatial anomaly. Huh? That person is... Carrying a canvas and art supplies, a familiar figure stands on the shore. Even from across the vast sea, I can see the helpless expression on his face. Raphael! Ah, so you just woke up and your home was gone?
I shouldn't have passed out after staying up for 2 days. Then maybe I could have saved more than just these things.
With a pained expression, he turns to show me his small collection of personal belongings that were salvaged. I spot a water container for painting. It wasn't even emptied before he grabbed it. I quickly clear my throat to suppress an inappropriate urge to laugh. Don't worry. This is just a spatial anomaly created by the Deepspace tunnel. Once the fluctuations subside, your home will return to normal. But the road to White Sand Bay, along with its beach, has also vanished beneath the waves. The fluctuations caused a protofield displacement, which resulted in shifting the spatial anomaly several nautical miles away from its actual location. In other words, this place has become a lonely island. Everything is normal for now. No metaflux fluctuations have been detected, and there are no signs of wanderers.
Well done. The spatial anomaly appeared without warning, so we'll need to conduct a more thorough investigation and analysis.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see Raphael taking inventory of his art supplies. A light bulb goes off in my head. Captain, is it possible for me to continue my investigation?
You're not gonna leave?
Huh? I end the call and Raphael has somehow appeared behind me. His eyes sparkle with anticipation. You're a poor fishy stranded on an island. I can't just let you fend for yourself. Are you sure you want to stay here, though? You can always come over to my place.
Cutie, I'm literally surrounded by the ocean. I don't think I can get stranded even if I tried.
After his initial confusion wore off, Raphael quickly embraced his new status as a castaway.
I was planning to visit a spatial anomaly for inspiration, since a lot were popping up recently. I didn't expect one to deliver itself to my doorstep, though. But there's a more pressing matter.
A slightly troubled expression appears on his face.
After painting for 2 days straight, I fell onto my bed, and then I spent the whole morning trying to save my art supplies. If I don't eat something soon, I might become a real castaway.
Oh, poor baby. Fishy cookies or lobster-flavored crispy noodles? Which one do you want?
I'll take the fishy cookies. What brand of cookies are these? They're pretty good.
By the speedboat, Raphael tosses them into his mouth while taking the heavy bag from my hands.
What's inside?
Cooker and its grill. I also brought some seasonings and ingredients.
Then that's...
It's an auto-expanding tent from the association. It sets itself up with one press of a button. I'll show you how it works in a bit. I toss the tent and outdoor mat onto the beach's sand. Then I pick up another bag.
And this?
Some snacks, fruits, drinks, stuff like that.
Miss Bodyguard, I think you're a little too excited about me being stranded on a deserted island.
I am not. I continue tossing bags of various sizes onto the beach and speak with conviction. I was worried you might suddenly end up on a deserted island, so I brought everything I could think of. They're necessary for survival. Raphael waves the game controller in his right hand and the boing fish-shaped massage hammer in his left. He pretends to have an epiphany.
I see. Humans need many things to survive.
Yes, humans are delicate creatures. We can't take any chances.
All right, we should hurry then.
He gracefully leaps off the speedboat. Then he turns with his arms outstretched.
We need to build a shelter for my delicate human companion before the tide rises.
After finding a nice flat spot and successfully setting up the tent, I'm about to show off my handiwork to Raphael when... Where is he?
Look.
Flowers burst into my field of view, their vibrant red petals dancing like flames. They're beautiful. Where did you find them?
Over there.
I look at where Raphael is pointing and catch glimpses of something mysterious behind the dense foliage.
I was looking for a branch so I could make you a fishing rod, but I found several flame lilies growing in the bushes. I followed the flower trail and saw... Do you want to take a guess?
A tribe who lives on this island? This isn't good, Raphael. They might tie us up and feed us to the fish. I pretend to be scared and grab his hand.
Oh boy, the seasonings you brought are gonna come in handy, you know. Can you sprinkle more thyme on me?
Raphael gently squeezes my hand as he leads me across the soft sand. We follow the trail of flowers. An arc of light shines over the horizon, its golden brilliance cascading to the center of the island. It reveals ancient ruins that rise and fall with the land. Weathered stone pillars stand in solemn silence. Vibrant vines cling tightly to their surfaces, as if they were nature's radiant tattoos. There are sand-covered ruins and crumbling walls as far as the eye can see. With a low, mournful sound, the sea breeze passes through the cracks in the stones. This doesn't look like a tribe's home. It's more like the ruins of an ancient temple. In the center stands a weathered alcove. Broken stained glass windows cast their kaleidoscopic colors upon its surface. Raphael crouches down. His fingers gently trace the relief carved into the stone wall.
This is...
What is it? When Raphael doesn't answer, I lean in to examine it. The intricate carvings are detailed. While a lot has been worn away by wind and sand, I can still imagine their original magnificence. This part looks like a person. What's that? It's sort of like a giant crab raising its pincers.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that giant crab is Lemuria's sea god.
Huh? He takes my fingers and guides them to an indentation. He helps me trace the relief's patterns.
These lines are the hair, and the pincers are actually the body. Next to it is a radiant sacred staff. These reliefs probably depict the legend of the first sea god from Lemuria's creation. They're not a guide on how to cook crabs.
I'm sorry. I was rude. But how do you know for sure that this is Lemuria's sea god?
I can tell just by looking at it.
Seeing Raphael's matter-of-fact expression, I wonder if this is some kind of special sense that only Lemurians have. Based on what the Association told me, these spatial anomalies appearing in the city might be projections from the end of the Deepspace tunnel. If that theory is correct, then could this place be...
Yeah, it might very well be from the sunken civilization of Lemuria.
Huh? In contrast to my astonishment, Raphael remains calm as he gently closes my mouth.
This temple was probably built by my great-great-great-great ancestors.
So, if I took a bottle of sand from here, it would be a historical artifact?
Make sure the sea god certifies its authenticity first.
As Raphael speaks, he blows away the sand from the crevices. The carvings are more visible. This is Lemuria's sea god. What an imposing, majestic person.
You know, there's also a young, good-looking one.
Is the figure beside him his consort?
Yeah. The sea god brought coral branches and conches when he asked her to be his bride.
Wow. The sea god knows how to be a romantic, huh? He tucks something behind my ear. I reach up and feel soft flower petals. A flower? What are you?
You don't like it?
I like it. You also know how to be romantic. Smiling, Raphael pulls out a paintbrush to remove the dust from the relief. You said this was the first sea god. Does that mean there was eventually a second and a third sea god?
Every sunrise is accompanied by a sunset. Likewise, the sea god slumbers and awakens with the ebb and flow of his power. But when his power is gone, he fades away and dissolves into the sea.
When will the next sea god appear?
No one knows. Sometimes only a few years pass between a sea god's passing and their successor's birth. Other times, it can take centuries.
What about now? Is there a sea god in the current era? Letting out an amused chuckle, Raphael gently taps my forehead.
Who knows? It's just ancient history from thousands of years ago.
Mm.
Let's go.
He dusts off his hands to remove the sand. Then he stands up and pulls me to my feet. Where are we going?
To get my art supplies, duh. Nowadays, you have to be lucky to find Lemurian ruins. We need to copy these reliefs before they disappear and preserve them while we still can.
From artist to archaeologist.
But before that, there's one more thing.
Following his gaze, I turn. Nearby, our tent is practically upside down. Only one peg is in the ground as it struggles against the howling winds.
We better hurry. Otherwise, we'll have to share the ocean with the sharks tonight.
After properly securing the tent, Raphael takes charge of the landscape architecture while I handle the interior design. By the time I finish organizing everything and lift the tent flap, the sun is setting. The clouds are painted in dappled gold. Evening's light washes over the sea and bathes the island in soft, warm hues. A bright splash of coral red now sits on the sand. Is this Raphael's idea of landscape architecture?
Please. Of course there's more. Look behind you.
Unable to see Raphael anywhere, I walk around to the back of the tent. I'm confused. The fence is arranged in a staggered manner. It's decorated not with vines, but with colorful seashells and sea glass. A winding path paved with pebbles leads to a weathered wooden boat. Crystalline waves dance across the boat's hull. There's no question about who painted them. Where did you get all of this?
I just walked along the shore. Everything here is nature's gift.
When Raphael appears before me again, I wipe away the dust on his face.
So, my darling, delicate human, does this meet your survival requirements?
It's great, but I point to the grill and stove set up next to the wooden boat. It'd be perfect if there was grilled meat. Oh, and drinks and fresh fruit to the side.
Are you sure those are required? It sounds more like a request.
Despite saying those words, Raphael walks over there.
Here.
As I take the can, I catch a glimpse of an unusual blue tinge beneath Raphael's collar. Raphael, I think your scales are showing?
Huh?
Don't move, let me see them.
Hey, wait. Your hands are freezing.
Raphael frantically grabs my hands.
I know what you're thinking, but they aren't scales, cutie.
Then what are they?
You'll see after it gets dark.
Raphael stuffs a large prawn cracker into my mouth to silence me in my curiosity.
Take one step forward, bend down, and then keep moving.
Just so we're on the same page, don't lead me into spooky caves or dump me onto a dolphin's back, okay?
I haven't done any of those since I was 10.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Raphael has covered my eyes. As he guides me into the tent, the sound of the sea grows fainter.
Okay, now lie down on the blanket.
Right here? I trip over a round object and I immediately reach out for something to steady myself. wasn't injured from falling. Actually, I feel very comfortable right now. I toss aside the thing that I tripped over, the boing fish-shaped massage hammer, and feel the cushion underneath me. My cushion squirms in protest. Taking off my blindfold, I try to put on an innocent smile. Are you okay?
No. The split-second decision to use me as your cushion was done with grace. I'm impressed.
Oh, you're too kind. Raphael raises his knee and nudges me.
Why aren't you getting up?
No, I fell and got hurt. I need a kiss before I can get up.
You're such a tease.
He holds the back of my neck as his soft, cool lips meet mine. Then the gentle kiss deepens into something more intense. I'm left breathless. That's enough. His other hand finds my waist and pulls me closer. With nowhere to retreat, I surrender to his passionate kiss.
You had enough.
You're such a tease. Try to calm down and sit up, but Raphael shifts to his side and gently guides me to lie down next to him. Can you tell me why you were being secretive this afternoon?
Lie down and look up.
The lamp is suddenly turned off, and everything is plunged into darkness. Gentle lights begin to dance across the tent's ceiling. They gradually merge into a stunning display that resembles waves, blooming flowers, and brilliant stardust. With the sound of waves lapping against the shore, I feel as if I'm falling into a luminescent blue ocean.
I mixed paint with fluorescent materials to try and recreate what you'd see with bioluminescent algae. You know, the blue tears phenomenon. I used countless jars of paint to make a small bottle, but it was worth it.
Beside me, Raphael is bathed in the same light. The paint mark below his collarbone gives off a gentle glow. It's like a kiss from the ocean. I remember you said that blue tears only last for 10 seconds once they leave the ocean.
These should stay with us for much longer, or at least until you wash them off.
I wouldn't do that. As I gaze quietly at the blue sea, I remember the equally magnificent reliefs I saw in the ruins. Raphael, tell me stories about Memoria.
Do you remember the Tome of the Sea God? They say it contains the entire history of Lemuria, which spans countless millennia. It also has prophecies that were passed down for generations.
Raphael moves his fingers and the glowing patterns transform into mysterious images.
What tale do you want to hear about first? Oh, and before I begin,
Amidst the sound of distant waves, his voice takes on the flowing sea's soothing quality.
everything I'm about to tell you is nothing more than a myth.
That night, I fall asleep while Raphael tells his stories. In my dream, I see a breathtaking azure world. Massive sea creatures gracefully swim. Schools of fish dash past mysterious seagrass, and luminous jellyfish, and me, drift past rainbow-colored coral reefs. A melody played on a flute resounds from afar as a small blue fish swims up to my fingertips. It swishes its tail as it guides me deeper into the ocean. Pardon me. And then I see it. A warm, dancing flame. It's waiting for me. A young sea god cradles it in his hands, or gently placing it against my heart. For the next few days, I focus on investigating the spatial anomaly, while Raphael focuses on sketching the ancient reliefs. Aside from researching the ruins, he seems to be thoroughly enjoying this stranded on a desert island situation. For example, what's this? When I return from my investigation that day, I find a wind chime made of seashells hanging by the door.
I wanted to make a paint organizer, so I collected some seashells. But then I realized I collected too many, which is why I made the executive decision to use them all.
The table is covered with several shell organizers, shell pen holders, and a row of little birds composed of shells.
Look at this. Doesn't it remind you of the seagull that stole your bread yesterday?
And then? These are?
They're sea lanterns. Isn't it obvious?
Several sea lanterns are scattered across the ground. Meanwhile, Raphael carefully removes excess wood with a small knife. I thought you didn't believe in sea lanterns and other wish-making customs.
Yeah, I don't. But I thought you might want to try it.
Well, you aren't wrong. And we need your fire here.
You know, you're getting really comfortable with bossing me around. Too comfortable, in fact.
As we resonate, a warm glow emanates from within the lantern. It's not long before the sea's surface is illuminated by many lights. Our time on that small island slips away like a gentle breeze. I send over the last protofield readings. Meanwhile, the arc of light above the horizon has faded. It's a specter of its former self. This means the deep space tunnel's fluctuations are getting weaker. The spatial anomaly could vanish at any moment. The wind wakes me up that night. When I turn my head, I find myself alone. The sleeping bag is cold. Is he still awake? I pull back the tent flap and look outside. There's a faint glow coming from a fire in the distance. It's near the ruins. In flickering firelight, Raphael sits before a centered stone wall. His thin charcoal pencil makes soft scratching sounds as it moves across the paper.
You're awake?
Using his free hand, he lifts the blanket from his shoulders. I move closer, and he wraps the blanket around us. Can't sleep?
I just wanted to finish the remaining sketches, that's all.
Paper is filled with mysterious, otherworldly drawings. I can vaguely make out the figure of the sea god. It's been a few days. Have you made any new discoveries?
I wouldn't call them discoveries, but I did learn about a few things that weren't mentioned in the Tome of the Sea God. For example, The sea god tried to win over his beloved in a variety of elaborate ways. I also found out how many times he stumbled.
I feel bad for him. Even these embarrassing moments were recorded by your ancestors so we could laugh at them today. I'm guessing the sea god won his beloved's heart in the end, right? Otherwise, there wouldn't be more to the story.
You're correct. The sea god and his bride lived together for all of eternity. Their power watched over Lemuria as the ocean thrived.
That's a textbook example of a happy ending.
And it's not how it ended.
Huh?
The true ending is right here.
Raphael's finger hovers over the carved relief.
The ancient people of Lemuria believed the sea god would protect them forever. That's why they built this temple. It was to record their legend and pass it down. They must have believed these carvings would stand the test of time as a Lemurian monument.
In the firelight, Raphael's voice softens, and the air around us becomes hazy.
Yet the temple was eventually abandoned. Their civilization sank into the deep sea, and Lemuria was reduced to nothing in that abyss. Clearly, the sea god failed to protect his people.
It's just a myth.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe in things like legends.
The charcoal pencil meanders across the paper. It leaves meaningless lines in its wake.
Whether it's a sculpture or a painting, art is just one way to capture a scene, to preserve a moment in time. But sculptures crumble, and the colors in paintings fade. Our humble efforts are powerless against time's relentless march.
But here you are, still drawing. He tapped the paper in his hand. Deep down, you instinctively wish to preserve something, right?
Don't you think it's contradictory? I know nothing lasts forever, but I still want to keep trying.
I cup his face in my hands. Then I squish his cheeks. Raphael, you silly fish.
Why are you calling me a fish again?
You've already captured thousands of beautiful moments. They're anything but meaningless attempts.
But I'm not satisfied with that.
He lowers his head and embraces me. His warm breath tickles my ear.
I want to capture more moments. Every single second of being stranded on an island with you. I want to preserve it all.
I hug him back. And when I see the arc of light above us, thought appears in my mind. Can I do anything to make this moment last forever? I'm not sure when I dozed off. But when I open my eyes again, I find myself wrapped in a blanket. I'm inside the tent. Art supplies and sketches are stacked on the table. Raphael finished all his drawings. I walk outside and head to the shore in front of the ruins. Raphael is staring at the fading arc of light as dawn appears on the horizon.
Do you want to watch the sunrise together?
Sure. Is this our last sunrise here?
Are you gonna miss this place?
Of course. We worked so hard to build our base. Now we'll never see it or these ruins again. I know they won't really disappear, though. They'll just return to their original timeline in space. I turn to meet Raphael's gaze. Even though our time will pass once this space dissipates, I believe it left its unique mark. Whether on this island or in our memories.
Wait. I feel like I'm about to hear something important. I need to prepare myself.
For what?
Are you really gonna spend our last moments on this island wearing pajamas?
They aren't pajamas. Looking down at my wrinkled clothes, I touch my messy hair. A belated rush of embarrassment floods to my face.
There's a brown box in the tent. Check it out. I'll wait for you here.
Rael prepared a dress for me,
Did you
and here I am with just one flame lily for him.
really think my personal belongings were just art supplies?
Oh god, he's so
Tell
handsome.
me what you're thinking about right now.
I'm thinking of how handsome you look right now. I need to borrow your fire again. While moments are fleeting, I'll always be here to create new memories with you. I know it's just a simple token.
My fire combined with your flower, it's anything but simple. Do you know what it means to have this as our witness? Then, in return, I'll give you the entire ocean as my gift. By Lemurian customs, our covenant has been forged. Every second of our lives must be shared, starting from this moment. If this vow actually represents eternity, will you give me the chance to prove myself worthy of your devotion?
Yes.
Would you like to share this moment with me, cutie? All right. Can you lower your head a little? From now on, the ocean's waters flow for you.
And to my sea god I will offer my sincere devotion. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yay! And that's it. That's all of them. Ah, I really liked this wedding event. It was so great, even though I had to spend a lot of money to get all 5 cards. I think it was worth it. I'm glad I got all the cards, all the dresses, all the suits, all the rings. So, I am 5 times a bride. Huh. Thankfully that didn't take too long. I was worried it was gonna be a 4-hour stream, but that actually went by pretty quickly. But I'm going to stop it here. But yes, it won't be tomorrow, but let me explain real quick, okay?
You
So,
gave me the best answer.
I love the art for his cards. Oh my god. But similar to Raphael's myth, there's a lot of story for the event. So what I want to do is I want to wait until I've cleared all 19 notes, and then I'll stream, since I already have one of the cards. Hopefully, I'll already have 2 of the cards by that point. Alright, I know Xavier's taking a nap, but he'll still be chatty, so we'll go on this screen. So for that event, I get 2 notes a day. I've already done 5, including today's. So that means I have 14. So 7 days. So in a week. So next Saturday then, I should be able to stream everything. Okay? I'm not sure if I'll stream tomorrow. Like, I've been wanting to stream the Hildebrand quest from Final Fantasy XIV, but a part of me is also thinking, since we're not far from when 7.3 is gonna come out, maybe I'd stream them together once the second one is out. I might do that. I definitely have some catching up to do for like the relics and the occult crescent and stuff like that. But we'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow morning if I do decide to stream something. Otherwise, next week we'll definitely do Xavier Smith, okay? Let me just check the state of things on Twitch. Where I have to have so many windows open now for the stream. Alright, how are we doing? Okay, that's fine. Alright. So, thank you for being with me here today to finish up looking at the memories from the wedding multi-banner. If you haven't already, please do be sure to give me a follow here on Twitch. That does help me with accomplishing my goals here. For those watching in the future, thank you for watching my VODs. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channels. That'll let you know when more VODs are available in the future, and when I upload new songs to my main channel, which will hopefully be soon. Maybe that's what I'll work on tomorrow, is recording a song. I want to do the 11 Deepspace theme song that Sarah Brightman sang. We'll see if I could get that done tomorrow. Okay? Well, that's all for now. Have a fantastic day. See you next time. Bye-bye.